And Hot Topics are blowing up when Chelsea Handler joins the table. And view your deal to save a ton on everything you need to make your summer sizzle. Let's go! Let's light up Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
It's Monday. Sarah's sick.
Yeah.
So we're going to kick off our show, but we just wanted to say that, yes, we didn't know where to sit because we're so used to having other configurations.
She came in this morning.
Yeah.
She came in and then looked
she went pale.
Yeah.
Like pale.
Yeah.
Like pale.
Yeah.
You know. So we're going to kick things off with Hot Topics. Everyone can agree on share. Share. Baby.
Wow.
She turned back time. She completely stole that show at the Billboard Music Awards last night. Take a look at the clip.
She had her butt out. I mean, I think Cher's a vampire. I mean, how do you look like that at 71 years old?
You work at. Listen, Cher has always kept herself in shape. She's kept her voice in shape. She's kept her body in shape. She has kept her voice in shape, and she's Cher. And look, she's like, yeah, y'all are just reflections of me.
Yeah.
That's basically what she was saying.
The hair looks like Sean Spicer hiding in the bushes. I had that hairdo once, by the way.
We saw the picture of you.
She was, and you know, I didn't know she was Armenian because Kim Kardashian tweeted out, you know, my Armenian queen. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah, she's Armenian.
She's Armenian.
Yes.
She's someone who every time I see her do anything, like leaves it all on the table, like shows up, gives an amazing show, looks fantastic. Like, this is a role model of what to be as you grow older, because her soul, her spirit, her body, you look at and you're like, I'm inspired.
But it's
I am
too
inspired
late.
by
I mean, you have to start exercising at 3 years old.
What exercise is she doing?
Maybe she did.
She should look like the Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, with all the exercising she does, that girl.
So she
every day,
She does.
day
She
on
works
that
out every
treadmill,
day.
working out.
You know, she's working out.
Eats well.
She means
probably cares about what goes into her body. I mean, I don't know what she's doing, but girl, whatever you're doing,
something.
I bow.
Part of it is genes. Part of it is great genes.
Yeah.
And part of it is, you know, listen, she's been a star for a very long time.
Yeah.
And she's going to be a star till the stars go out in the sky. She is never not going to be a star, because that's what she gives you when she comes in.
Right.
She comes in
She's
and
up there, I think,
Cher.
like Tina Turner is in that category.
Yes.
Also, with a great physique, also dancing her whole life.
But it's
See
also
how
like
flat her stomach was?
I did, but even if you weren't looking visually, like, I feel like her star power, she's a perfect example of, like, it comes from within. Like, she has that inner, there are some performers you see that throughout the years, no matter their age or even what they look like, there's something inside that just goes out into the audience, and you're just, like, brought into that show.
Like when Patti LaBelle was here.
Yes, Patti LaBelle,
like,
great example.
It's a different kind of performance.
Yeah.
You know, these are folks that performed in little rickety clubs. They paid their dues on the road. They did all the hard work that you got to do, and you learn how to gauge an audience, how to perform for an audience in ways that, you know, folks who may not know now. But that's what you get when you get those dames who've been doing it for a while. They can sing anywhere. They don't need the music. They can just do it on there. They can lay on a Patti LaBelle, lay on her back, and hit all those notes.
Yeah, it's
You know, just, you know, looking at her toenails, painting, and then roll over one time. It's a whole thing. You know, the first couple, that was a transition.
So somebody's rolling over there also.
Well, yeah, because the first couple just stepped off a plane in Israel hours ago, and there may be no peace in the Middle East between the two of them. In a rare move, he went to hold her hand, which she apparently slapped away. Wait, do it again. I missed it.
Can we do it again? Can we do it again? I don't know. One more time.
Let's just keep watching it over and over again.
Okay, maybe,
like a flick of the wrist.
but maybe she thought he was reaching over to pinch her on the butt. Maybe she was like, not here. Don't do that here.
She can't stand them.
No, every woman knows what that means. We all know. We've all done it.
That was that flick of the
know
wrist.
It was like, you mind your business.
Yeah,
you go
when you
over there.
flick that wrist, you're upset.
That's right.
Well, he always lets her walk behind him. You know, he's such not a gentleman to the girl.
Wow.
She comes off the plane. She's up there. He's down.
He's done better, though.
He's like a toddler.
He did better recently when they were getting on the plane. They were walking up together, and he let her get into the plane first. I did notice that for this trip, he seems to have done a little bit better.
Well, somebody's
did
coaching
something
him.
else.
Somebody's coaching him.
Maybe he's listening
Somebody
to you.
should be
I doubt
coaching.
it.
But they just came from Saudi Arabia, where he really kind of changed his tune about a lot of things since the election. Let's take a look at some of his positions then and now.
Radical Islamic terrorism. And I'll tell you what, we have a president that refuses to use the term.
Islamic extremism and the Islamicists and Islamic terror of all kinds.
You will find out who really knocked down the World Trade Center. You may find it's the Saudis.
The magnificent kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Mrs. Obama refused to wear a scarf in Saudi Arabia, but they were insulted.
The First Lady not wearing a headscarf as she arrives in Riyadh.
He says, do we still want a president who bows to the Saudis?
Saudi Arabia's king gave President Trump the kingdom's highest civilian honor. Some screaming, he bowed.
I don't think he bowed. He didn't bow, but he did curtsy. Didn't that look like a curtsy? It was like, you know.
He doesn't know how to do it.
It didn't look like that.
That was a curtsy. That was a curtsy.
I like
for
the
sure.
speech.
Okay, whatever you say. I'm not giving it any thought. I think I just like the idea that all the things that he bitched about are the same things that he did.
Yeah, that's
and so
My perception was that the speech was tough. I know he didn't say radical Islamic extremism, but when I was listening, I heard Islamic extremism, I heard Islamists, I heard Islamic terror. He mentioned terror or terrorism 30 times. I like that he took Iran to task. I like that he made it clear that one thing that he did that was great was he said that victims of terror are primarily Muslims, up to 95%. So I thought it was a really good speech. That's not to say that there weren't contradictions and things that he had said before.
But you
I
will
was
that
yes, 100%.
that Obama did do the same thing.
Obama,
he did sort of talk about this, and you know what it turns out to be, what it always will turn out to be with this guy, the new guy. What it will always turn out to be is once you get in the pool, you realize how deep it can be.
Yes.
So you realize how you have to talk to people, and that you can't just go on and be. Because I'm sure they said to him, "Listen, man. You cannot, you say what we tell you to say. You can't go off and say some dumb stuff because you get us all in trouble." So the idea that sometimes you have to temper what you say and you have to be diplomatic, it's what you got to do.
Believe me, if they had let him loose, he'd be coloring outside the lines.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
It's like a child. They don't color in the line. That's
Right. All right. Okay. Well, none of us have had any wine. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
This week on The View, we're diving into more red hot topics.
It is out of control.
And our political view is sizzling with co-host
Governor John Kasich.
Then Donald Rumsfeld faces the ladies. Plus, we can't wait to hang with Deborah Messing. And 2 Chainz hits the table.
It just doesn't get any better than this.
This week on The View on ABC.
Welcome back. Melania and Ivanka Trump both praised Saudi Arabia for their efforts to empower women. But this is a country where women need to be accompanied by a man in public, forced to use separate entrances to some businesses, and they're the only country in the world that doesn't let women drive. So people are having some questions about the idea of empowerment and what they're talking about.
I was looking at the list, and some of the things they do there I agree with. For instance, they're banned from reading fashion magazines. Good. They just pollute your mind anyway, you know? They're barred from entering a cemetery. Even if they're dead, that one confused me. And also, I looked up, in 1974, a woman in this country could not get a credit card without her husband's permission. 1974.
Yeah. Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get to vote in the whole country till 68, so that's not a shock.
But this is not that long ago. I mean,
neither was 68.
Yeah. I mean, so, you know, we can yell at them and make fun of them, but meanwhile, and all the men that we've seen in Trump's cabinet and all those pictures of all those men, how are they that much different?
Well,
they don't have schmatters on their head, that's true.
It
like
is pretty different, though. I mean, I think it was a little tone deaf for them to say they're, you know, it's about the empowerment of women, because each of the women that they met with 15 business leaders. Each of them had a chaperone. I think they're called guardians.
Guardian, yeah.
And so women in Saudi Arabia aren't allowed outside without a male guardian. And so the fact that they are, you know, sort of praising Saudi Arabia for its empowerment of women is a problem. And I think it's also a problem that Ivanka Trump's fund is going to get $100 million from the Saudi government.
Foundation.
The foundation.
Remember when they criticized Hillary Clinton's foundation? Now
Trump criticized her during the debates and said, how dare you take money from the Clinton Foundation from Saudi Arabia because it's a place that doesn't treat women well. And now his very daughter, who's really kind of the surrogate first lady, is taking 10 times as much.
It's not a little tone deaf, it's a lot tone deaf. And when it's bad. And when Ivanka was out there, she's making these strange parallels between the United States and Saudi Arabia, saying in every country, including the U.S., women and girls face challenges. Yes, that's true. We face challenges here, but women can swim, women can drive. There's no parallel that should be made between the United States and Saudi Arabia. But you're allowed to.
I'm not allowed to drive.
So it bothered me because if you're going to be first lady, or Ivanka, who often appears like she's taking a first lady role, then be educated about these countries you're talking about. Because it's no parallel.
I like to tell Mr. Trump that I saw this movie before when Nixon was about to be impeached after Watergate. He was also in the Middle East. He came back and they said, sorry, you're out. So don't think that this little trip is giving you a pass. They're still investigating you, darling.
In celebrating the View's 20th season, we've teamed up with Sparkling Ice to give one Grand Prize winner Sparkling Ice for a year, and that's not all. With some cold, hard cash, add more sparkle.
Yeah.
Go to abc.com to enter for more details to celebrate with members of our audience today. Sparkling Ice is giving you all a gift bag. And since Like the View Sparkling Ice is anything but bland, we're on a mission to celebrate everything and everyone that is bringing some flavor to this world. So all week, we're doing a review of some of our most memorable sparkling moments. As we go to break, check this one out.
In 2010, LL Cool J lived up to his name as Ladies Love when he showed how strong his game really is. Take a look.
What can you curl? Like I weigh $120. Curl me?
I can absolutely curl you.
120.
I can absolutely curl you.